Hello internet friends, and welcome to this video about Dark Skies 2, Keepers of Nemansk. This is actually an alpha version and a very early one at that. So what you see is pretty early in development. A lot of things are probably going to change. Now this test is mostly geared towards the developer, DK Productions aka Duke. So I'm going to be very critical about some things and point out things that I would normally not mention in an hobbyist small game. It's because we play each other's games and try to give as much feedback as we can. Other things I'm not going to mention because I already mentioned them earlier, but I haven't made these videos public because the game was still too early to be shown to a wider audience. So with all that being said, I welcome you along for the ride. This looks cozy.
Hey bro, what took you so long? About time you showed up. We set up our camp here, a good 5 miles away from Nemansk. Things have changed around here, that's all I can say. Good thing you paid up front. We were able to get you a nice AK from the locals. Grab it, it's on their chair right there. But spare that ammo, mate. This area is quite peaceful, but you never know. So you wanted to visit Nemansk? You heard about strange crystals appearing, and now you wanna come here and try to leave as a rich man? Well, good luck. It's not easy to get into a Nemansk area nowadays. I suggest you start by finding the Keepers. They are a group of locals that can certainly help you. We did everything we could, man. Stay safe out there. Good hunting.
As you can see, these new weapon rigs have a lot of gunsway, which changes the feel of the game a bit. I quite like it. It's unusual, but it feels like I'm carrying something heavy. I don't know what an AK weighs. I think they clock around like 5 kilograms. I can be wrong, I'm just guesstimating. Damn it! Wrong material assigned to this rubble. Now I know that a lot of... Also you can crouch into it because the collision is deactivated. Now a lot of players will not notice that immediately, but once they do, it really takes people out of the experience. Especially like, let's assume I'm being attacked here in a fight and I see this, hear it clank. And as I mentioned earlier, I would change this sound, but that's more or less personal preference. Let's explore the surroundings. If you know Dark Skies 1, you know that visually everything is a lot more pastoral. Textures are a lot softer, and it's going for a different graphical style. In parts I really like it, other parts I'm not so sure about it.
Hey Dima, I forgot to mention one last thing. As I mentioned, things have changed around here. More and more people are trying to travel to Nemansk, and those people need supplies. Well, for every demand there's an offer. Some companies have taken notice of the Nemansk zone and have stationed traders in secure areas. Those traders often offer weapons, medikits, and other supplies. If you see one of them, check what they need and try to make a deal. Okay, now I'm really done. Bye man, and good luck.
As you can hear, artifacts, crystals appearing, the zone. Dark Skies has always been a Stalker fan game, and it's keeping with that theme, but it also has a lot of its own DNA in it. And an obvious mirrored texture on the road. Alright, let's leave the area. This is a new mesh. In an earlier version this thing had like 2 polygons, and this looks a lot. Yeah, this looks well. This works. You can collect these as a kind of currency in this level. Which is an interesting thing to do this, because I assume that it's very difficult to have random variables like money carry over from level to level in this engine. So if the traders in one spot want a completely different currency or item than in another spot, most players will not notice. Well done.
Hey Dima, you are about to reach the old car workshop. There is nothing useful left, but yesterday I saw a group of mercenaries there. Watch out. I also know that a trader of the scientists is currently roaming the area. You really should visit him. The area around the swamp is a great place to collect Nemansk chamomile. It grows significantly bigger than normal plants. The eggheads like to get their hands on those plants, so you should try to keep an eye out for them. Maybe they will trade in some flowers for actual equipment. Your next goal is to find the trader. Sadly, I cannot tell you the exact location, but I'm sure you will find it. Goodbye for now.
Egghead is another slang for scientist used in the Stalker franchise. But it works. If it works, don't change it. What I would change are these wooden fences that repeat with something a bit more updated. If there are so few details in this hut area, everything that is there should look really cool in my opinion. That's not that important, of course. I'm going to guard a few of these because the map is full of them, but I'm not going to try to collect them all because that would be pretty boring to for the viewer. This guy's still pointing in the wrong directions, only he's now also floating. I kinda like this scene because this really looks like this guy is arguing and this guy's just ignoring him. Let's see if the boxes still bleed. Damn it, Felix! Fix the fucking material index. Ah, but you can no longer walk into the truck, so that's already progress. Now we check with the scientist.
Hi, comrade. You must be new around here? I didn't see you before. I am Antonov, the leader of our little expedition. We were sent to the mountains to get a look of flora and unusual entities. But we need your help. Recently, the amount of dogs has risen rapidly, and we cannot continue with our research. FarmTech, our contractor company, has sent us supplies, but the exfiltration squad has not arrived. There must be something weird going on. We can defend ourselves, but leaving the Nemansk is too dangerous at the moment. I'll make it short. Bring us mutated chamomile plants and we will trade it for some of our weapon supplies. The faster we reach our contract requirements, the faster we can call for the evac. It's a win-win for everybody. You agree? Great, thanks. Oh, you're looking for the keepers of Nemansk? Never heard of them. But I saw a group of mercenaries at the old car workshop.
Who told you that?
Try your luck by talking to them. They know much more about Nemansk than we do currently, I'm sure. Anyway, enjoy your stay. I hope you can do business.
Alright, let's gather some of those plants. As I said in my previous video about this game, if these guys are collecting these plants, they would probably not have them just grow right outside their compound. They would have probably gathered those. But I don't think people are going to think about that too hard. Those rocks are really polygonal in some places. There's little one can do about that. Short of completely replacing them with higher poly models, which of course would cost a bit more performance. Ah, my friends are here. They're a bit darker now, so they don't look as goofy, but look at those things. They still look completely retarded. And I know it's an alpha, but as you can tell, this is really not riveting combat if I just crouch down and hit them. The alternative would be to shoot them, but that would cost so much ammo. You can attach an impact sound when you hit them by applying one to the material index that they use. That would really help, that if I hit them with the gun, it would at least make a little flashy sound or something. But yeah, designing combat takes a while, and it will probably be overhauled in a later version of the game. Because I feel that combat was the biggest weak spot of the original Dark Skies, especially the enemy AI. It would work kind of well in the indoor areas like the caves, but in these open areas shooting could be kind of jarring. There was also very little combat in them. There, like, a lot of maps had like maybe a couple enemies that were completely avoidable. It was really its own thing with its own style. Ah, damn it. Don't bother me. How do I get up there? Aha. There we go. I have 88 camera miles, which can be seen on the... Ah, I think the melee attack distance for that one is... Oh, damn it. Don't get swamped by the dogs. Ah, the ammo HUD only shows if I reload. Interesting choice. Doggo. Come here, buddy. There we go. I wonder if these respawn. Ah, let's use the gun for once. See, they can take a couple hits. Ammo is red, so I'm gonna hit them. There we go. just a giant toxic spill here. It's a bit large, it's like cartoonishly large. I think this would look... no, it's a bit too high up. It's okay the way it is. Alright, before I deal with these guys, I'm going to go back to the scientists and buy one of those weapons. If you're still watching, you can probably tell that this game has a real, like, hiking on the weekends flair. Maybe it's because it's early on, but it's not designed to be creepy, really. Let's see, I have 100, so I get this stupid shotgun. The best weapon that also costs a lot. A lot of ammo for my AK. I think I'm gonna go with just the AK. I have tried the other weapons in a previous attempt to play this game. They're all pretty well rigged, so you can place a few sound zones that if you walk through these the first time there's a sound. You don't need a script for every bush that plays a sound every time. Just a bit more rustling noises when you walk around here, because this is kind of basic right now. I think that would greatly enhance the atmosphere. So what have you been doing today, honey? Oh, beating to death a couple hundred dogs with a Kalashnikov. The usual. 100 at one. There we go. And more. Yeah, this isn't exactly fun. Ooh. This is an incredibly low-res building. Also, what is this supposed to be? Like, so let's assume this gas station is still in effect. Like, these are garages. So far, so good. This... I don't know, parking space? What is this? What was in here? In this tight corridor with like 3 doors. One of these doors is like gigantic, and that's a texture from like a shelf. And you have like this normal door. And the same space next to it. I suppose this is like a checkout. Makes no sense! But never mind, let's talk to the mercs.
Another tourist has found his way to Murmansk. What brings you here? You can't wait to bite the dust, can't you? You don't even have a gas mask. Well, brother, before you want to climb the Mount Everest,
that green?
you may start with something more modest.
Yeah,
Start
it's
with
green.
the basics at
Cool.
least. Look, I don't wanna be like this, but it gets a bit tiring. All these new people arrive here and they come with shitty or no equipment. Murmansk is no joke, pal. But you don't see...
This has been my favorite level when I tested this game previously. It's got the atmosphere again. You do wonder why this gigantic bunker exists under like this really small backyard, how do you call it, repair shop. But then again, there are hidden Soviet bunkers under innocuous seeming civilian architecture, so this gets a pass. It's also just really well designed. A bit sparse in detail, but what's here works. As you can see, we're going for clean, well normal mapped, higher resolution textures instead of variety. Medikits. But I don't think there are any enemies down here. Just this slime again. Making interiors decent enough in the Game Guru engine is incredibly challenging, especially when it comes to the lighting. But this all looks well enough, organic enough. Well, that was pointless. There he is, in all his reddish. Alright, send me this texture. I'm going to I'm going to overhaul this because this isn't good at all. Alright, this implies that there's going to be hostiles. Like the Silent Hill vibes. Oh, please don't tell me the enemies didn't spawn. Maybe I didn't trigger them right? Let's walk around here for a second. Ah, there we go. It's these guys again. So headshots are same with these. unfortunate, but enemy AI in Game Guru can't actually see the environment. So spawning them is a bit tricky without them getting stuck on stuff. Occasionally I run into the same problem. That's a mismatched animation, but as I said, this is an alpha version. Okay. Damn it. Now we need to find the exit. While I'm searching for the exit, I'm going to comment on this encounter a bit, and I hope I'm not running in the wrong direction. Yeah, this was a lot better than the dogs. These guys seemed a bit more dangerous. You do wonder where they would be coming from. Maybe have a few holes in the wall as like an alibi way where you could say, yeah, that's where they crawled from, that the player cannot enter himself. Because there's a really large amount of them, and if they just appear out of thin air, like when a player plays a game, he kind of adapts to the rules of the game, and if you establish early on that, oh yeah, enemies can just appear out of thin air, you don't really get a survival vibe if things are kind of like, oh look, a gun. Yeah, if things are kind of arbitrary like that. Also, I'm glad I invested in all that ammo, because I really needed that, which most players will probably not know. They might get all the camomiles and get that AS Val, then don't have enough ammo to deal with these guys. Another thing I would like to mention is there's a really large amount of them. So at first it's like, wow, something is happening, and then, oh, mutants, cool. Then you fight a couple, then you find a couple more, and then you fight a couple more, and then there's 12 more, and at some point they all make the same sound, they just kinda run toward you and you shoot them down. So it gets repetitive really fast, and you don't want that in a short level like that, so maybe have, this is what I would do, I would have a few less of them, and maybe have one additional variant of some different kind of enemy in this. But generally speaking, nice to play this level with enemies, really cool. I also like the wooden ceiling architecture you put. It really makes it seem more believable. With the plants hanging down. Yep, that's pretty much all I have to say for this. Let's leave. And we're outside again, and it's getting night. This is radioactive for sure. Are you sure it's a good idea to sit around this?
Well, I'll be damned! You actually came back. And I can see you're geared up. Very nice work, man. You're now free to go to the sewage system. Just climb into the pipe where the chemicals are at the swamp. You
Yeah,
really
that
can't
sounds like
miss
a
it.
good idea.
But before you go, I suggest to visit the smartasses. It would be a shame if you came so far, only to then run out of ammo and bite the dust early because you were lazy. The sewage system is a one-way road. You won't get lost, but you will need some extra pair of eyes in there. For a tourist, you aren't that dumb after all. Good luck. Maybe, just maybe, we will meet again in the future.
I like how helpful these guys all are. It's really a strong detour from the brutal pessimism of the Stalker games to something a lot more homely. And you know what? For a small indie game like this, that's kind of interesting to explore. Also, I love the Bavarian Russian accent. Let's gather a few more flowers and buy more ammunition. As you saw, you really need that. I'm thinking that the people who shoot the dogs will be really screwed in that tunnel. But I would never shoot a dog. I just beat him to death. Music is kicking in right now. If there's one thing... Come here. If there's one thing DK Production excels at, it's ambient and musical design for his outdoor levels. I also like how the commands of the text are in the world itself. I need to adapt that too for my projects. Because I always show them on screen. And then people don't know where something is at. This is a lot more readable. And this is why alpha testing is fine. You always see things that other people do well, that you can improve. Haha. Alright, that's enough for now. It's cool that you give the player choice to harvest these plants again for additional ammunition. The floating dude. These models are really good, by the way. I think the argument is over and he's just now in the corner.
Comrade, it's good to see you. Have you gathered some chamomile plants for us? Oh, spasiba. Come here so we can trade.
I think that's the first Russian word I heard in this game, but it's nice inclusion. Hold on, I almost have 30. I get another magazine. $40. More shotgun ammo. How much do I have? 35. That's a rookie number. I need to pump up that number. I like that they have put up tents now that it's night. That's a cool detail. Also, the ambience is a little bit more creepy at night, which is also nice. I suppose this is going to gain intensity because we're at the outskirts of Nemansk, and the deeper I go into the game, the more unsettling it's going to be designed. Which I'm going to do now. Time to enter the actual area of Nemansk and see how that is designed by now. You gotta save, a game can always crash, and that would be a real shame. Welcome to the neon green sewer.
Finally, I can talk freely. Headquarter, Agent Dima here. I have reached the secret passage to Nemansk. My cover has not blown. I repeat, cover is intact. The others think I am a normal hunter.
Very good. As soon as you arrive, you will be on your own again. And keep in mind, the military does not know about our secret operation. If you run into one of their patrols, they will engage.
Yes, I am aware. You might need to write some letters soon.
It is not your mission to endanger the safety of our personnel, Dima. Your only task is to locate a guy named Bear. We only know that he's a member of a group called the Keepers of Nemansk. Find him and kill him. At the moment, he's our top priority target. After you're done, you will be extracted from Nemansk. Try to fit in with the locals. Help them if you need to. Do whatever it takes to finish this contract. Over and out.
Got it. Over and out. Well, this will be an interesting journey. But the pay is fucking great. Alright, let's see what Nemansk has in store for me.
I do like the difference that...
Let's see if the stories are true.
Shut up, Dima. I do like the difference that Dima is like kind of a scumbag, where Vizinov was always really honorable. It's a different character, so that's interesting. Also, this sewer is like a gigantic, huge... I can't even see the wall on the other side, kind of structure. But it's only like a pipe sticking out of a rock. Where does any of this come from? Why are there shelves here? What does this fuse box power? I don't know, I don't want to be too anal retentive about this, but I think this needs to be redesigned. I know it's just here, so I walk along and plot dump is happening, but I do like the fog coming from this radioactive junk. Also, Dima should be already dead. Let's continue. Oh, that's not where the level ends. Okay. Also, this is what I needed the gas mask for. Oh yeah, mutants! That was nice. This guy is stuck. trying to conserve my ammunition. I'm just going to ignore these guys. Lemon. Sorry. And I'm outside again. And I really like this level. It looks very surreal. The colors with the plants. The very stripped back 2D nature of everything. Kind of like a dream. Shadows are a bit hard, which can look off on the grass. But as I said, I'm going to criticize everything I see. But I generally like where the game is going so far. And again, there's just this pipe sticking out of the rock. What was this giant sewer? What sewer for what? Is there like an industrial plant hidden in the mountains? If so, what were they building that produces all this green sludge? And the other thing I already mentioned, too many enemies. Unless you're going for like a horde shooter kind of thing. The average player is going to need so much ammunition that he's not going to have. Especially if he also shoots the dogs, of which there are also dozens. So this might elicit more frustration than fun, which is not what you want for the combat of your first-person shooter. I'm looking forward to the human enemies, how they are done. But yeah, I think you... Okay, what could be changed? I mean, a couple less of those mutant enemies. Maybe some signs of what they did in that sewer. Maybe they built nests, some kind of cocoons, I don't know. But they have to do something in there, I guess. They don't just kind of walk around and... What do they eat? Yeah, I don't think I'm overthinking that. Just a little bit more... Just like if you play Skyrim, for example, and you go deep enough in a dungeon and there are Falmer, those like blind elves. You see them actually have like little tents and you can kind of feel that they have this underground society. Here it's just like hundreds of mutants coming out of nowhere running towards you. Oh well, it's an alpha version, so I'm just going to let that be what it is.
Are you insane or something? You just walked right out of the Neptune facility's sewage canal.
What is the Neptune facility?
Normally people
Where
don't
is the
go in
Neptune
there
facility?
for obvious reasons.
Nothing a few rounds could not handle. Murmansk is pretty sealed off these days, it seems. The military is blocking pretty much every road and passage there is. But I made it out in one piece. The name's Dima, by the way. Privyet.
Well, Dima, I hope you don't make any trouble. Nemansk doesn't need any more scumbags wandering around. You need a place to sleep? Well, there's a nice hideout not far from here, but we need to be sure about you. We need to know that you're not one of those military bastards. There are some garages about 1 mile from here. We saw some soldiers there this afternoon, and I think they're setting up a camp. Get rid of them and bring me some vodka bottles. Then come back here.
Alright, they need to make sure that I'm not a scumbag, so I'm going to murder a few people and bring them alcohol. Good plan. I like this floor texture. There are a few normal mapping artifacts, but I like that it's really high resolution, which you normally don't get in Game Guru terrain textures. Thanks, guys. In Russia, you sit in chair however you want. I can collect these, but I think Duke mentioned that there's no seller who takes them yet, so I'm going to ignore those mostly. They look cool though. Yeah, this is a nice model. Let's see if we have some classic DK production design here. And we do! Nice. Darn. I love that the hidden weapons are back. That's always fun. We also have the wide open areas again. Aha. Our next landmark to visit. Oh, damn it. Come here, puppy. Who likes head scratches? Alright, thanks. The ragdolls on those guys. They're okay. I don't know. Maybe a couple less and they're fine. Let's not be overly autistic about everything. Also, I don't mean that as a slur. I know that people are hypersensitive about those things now. Ah, yes. You see, it would be interesting if I find a weapon like this that a lot of players are going to find that isn't really hidden. If there were maybe like a few boxes, remains of someone who actually... Because who just drops an expensive Special Forces Spetsnaz weapon out in the open like that? Just, yeah, put a dead body. Something. With a better blood texture than the last one. You know what I mean. Environmental storytelling. No. Damn it. I think I lost them. At least you can run away from them fairly easily. Alright, road, soldiers, vodka. I know, like you said, you had the PDA in the first game, but nobody ever looked at it. I'm going to add a similar feature because players get lost all the time. So yeah, if you don't have it, people complain that they don't know where to go. If you do have it, nobody looks at it, so just put it in. Aha, I suppose that's the hideout. This looks cozy. I also like the machine gun fire that can be heard in the background. And this animation is nice too. Hey guys. Everyone chilling? Oh, this is interesting. Except for this texture mirroring on the top, but as I said, a lot of people are simply not going to see that. Maybe I need the vodka bottles first. It's also good design in that you don't have to wander a lot until you see the next thing on the horizon, which is another sewer. Let's get irradiated some more. Some of the buildings are really good. Ah, there's the road. Very good. And there's that garage. Garage. Die Garage. I hope there will be some human enemies. Oh, there are going to be dogs. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Okay. Please fix. False alarm, no human enemies. Very empty rooms though. Doesn't need much. A couple broken shelves, broken boxes, maybe some old newspapers and trash on the floor. So they seem looted but not entirely empty. You won't lose any performance for that. Couple cardboard boxes, an old tire, something. Because this is kind of a letdown. Exploration is a big thing in your games. We're not going to go that way. And the power masts are back. Those are always nice landmarks. I have the distinct feeling that I'm going the wrong way. Yes. Oh well. Godspeed to you then. You hear a guy yelling in the background. You see, the ambience of hearing people fight and die in the background would be pretty intense and atmospheric if the enemies you encounter weren't completely goofy in a way. Steal the vodka bottle from the soldiers. Let's see if I can do that stealthily. There's a guy. Damn it. Okay, I can't. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? So that was serviceable. If you have to fight them, you could enclose them with walls and kind of spawn them when the player gets in. Because that was really easy. That's cool though. Right, fellas? Nice mesh mod with the gas mask. They look really good. Now spawn them in a way that they seem dangerous. Please, don't do this. Spawn 5 enemies and have them stand around in an open field. Please don't. Alright. I just murdered 5 people for a bottle of vodka. That's a bit jarring, but okay, let's keep going. Hey, buddy. Never mind the dogs. Oh, damn it. That's actually practical because I have the vodka bottle.
Ah, look at that. You came back. Nicely done. I will trust you. For now.
I just killed 5 people for a bottle of vodka.
At least you're self-aware.
What more do you want?
Hold your horses, tough guy, before I change my mind about you. You may enter our shelter. You can find it by entering the old mine shaft. Right behind us.
Okay. Oh, you cracked me up, Duke. The old mineshaft right behind them. It's probably... Ah! That's cool design, gotta give it to you. Let's go. Welcome to the swamp from Clear Sky. That's kinda cool to see, this recreation in Game Guru. We get a bunch of weapons to try out. Oh, I need to replace something. That's an easy choice. There we go. Let's see what's going on here. This has really great vibes. But because this video is hypercritical, I'm going to immediately point out that this grass is so under-detailed. If you used other grass, this would look like 10 times better. Now you go for a more soft aquarelle painted look, but this is a bit much under the grass blades. Alright, enough criticism. Let's enjoy the vibes and the flying fern. Okay, there's nothing I see where I would immediately want to go to. Huh. Guess I'm just gonna walk around then. There's a fence, I suppose that's the end. Yeah, okay. I think this might be the end of the alpha version. Yep, pretty sure that's the end. This looks really good. I'm looking forward to see where this level is going. General impression of the alpha version so far is positive. There are some things that I pointed out that I find peculiar or that I would change, of course. What you agree with, up to you, of course. Anyone else watching, thanks for being along for the ride. So, closing comments. Yeah, combat is something I would overhaul with those mutants. See what can be done, how you can spawn them, like some dangers. Like you have these really open worlds, and in Stalker, for example, you would suddenly run into a bloodsucker that would jump out of the bushes. Some kind of enemies that spawn that way would be interesting. You can do that easily with trigger zones. Maybe modify the classics characters to make them unique. Give them creepy sounds and so on, so that these levels feel a bit more dangerous, perhaps. Quest design is alright. Not so sure about the communications thing, where there's just a wall of text showing up. None of the characters are animated in any way. There's more that can be done with Game Guru. I mean, you do have scripts to have the characters animate a little when they talk and things of that nature, because just walking up to like a group of guys next to a tent and then getting the next task, it makes things feel a little bit lifeless. I liked it a lot more in Dark Skies 1 when I entered the military camp and the commander talked to me, perhaps a little too long, but it really seemed like he was addressing me, and then all the other soldiers also talked to me. The way you do it now seems a lot more sterile compared to the old Dark Skies, and I think a sequel should be better in many regards. I'm curious to see what the other testers think of this, if I'm in the minority here. So yeah, I'm not sure if I said anything new, anything useful. Let me know once you watch this. That's it. Thanks for watching. Oh, the sky is moving. Neat. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.